very quickly. Here's Ricky Fajrin for Bali in the red, trailing by a goal to nil. They had more of the ball, but number of chances created just about equal. As that is immediately given away at a blue wall. Beaten to it by Paulo Sergio, and the Portuguese can break away down the right-hand side. Lovely ball inside. Spazojevic, little 1-2. First minute, and they are back on level terms. And it's Rakhmat's pace that sorted, but beautiful play from Paulo Sergio. And for once, standing without Samuel, they've got around the back and got instant rewards.
Well, if you did expect a reaction, bet you didn't expect it this quick. First bit of attack, first bit of chance to show a bit of creativity. I think Rakhmat has been so quiet, just absolutely tears his defense apart. Look at that piece of skill from Spazojevic. Little nice back flick on the side of his boot, turns into a beautiful 1-2, and hanging ball for Rakhmat, drags the goalkeeper out, just thinks it just a little bit above the ground. What a reaction from Bali United.
Stefano Kagura has got the reaction he was after. Bali United now then, is that the springboard for them? Quảng Ninh though, well, we've seen them recover from adversity early on in halves. They lost a man to a red card after 5 minutes of the first half. They've lost a goal within a minute of the start of the second half. Long ball, looks for Platcher, who is offside. Referee hasn't seen that. The flag is still raised. Platcher will carry on. The flag is still raised on the far side, and belatedly the referee sees it as no. That's that run through. But Spazojevic quite rightly picked up a lovely bit of skill from him.
He's also dragged two centre-backs along with him on that run. That just tears that defence apart. It's been so solid in the first half. Whatever Stefano Kagura said at half-time has had an instant reaction.
Let me talk you through the lineups at the moment for Bali. They've got Argo Winata in goal. Gavin Adsit came on very early on as a substitute at right back. Pacheco, Howdy. Lynch wins the header, but it goes straight through. And Ricky Fajrin on the left. Nori, Fadil and Paulo Sergio in midfield. Spazojevic through the middle. Platcher and Ramat Leo providing the width. Rakhmat providing the goal. Lastro. Good distribution once again. Long ball over the top, looks for Swan 2. Swan 2 waited for Lynch to try to get into the middle. And a miscommunication involving him and Mack. Adeo Renata pulls it out. Swan 2 trudges back into position. Real hammer blow for the visitors, Quảng Ninh. Castro. Pacheco and Lynch. This time the foul goes against Lynch. Well, as we were looking at the replay, an early free kick has been taken. And I think it's Platcher who's got on the end of it. Rakhmat is there, 2 goals in 4 minutes. Well, the free kick is very quickly taken. Platcher's one target. Long ball through, and Platcher's little flick through is beyond the goalkeeper. It's a fine finish from Platcher, and unrecognisable from the form he showed in the first half.
Yeah, he's done that runs a couple of times, that same pattern. And I think Lastro just couldn't pick him up as he made that run inwards. Paulo Sergio's ball was Very calculated, great little finish for Plaja.
My word, what a turnaround. Swan 2. Straight into the gloves. Antonio Plaja, the Dutchman, with a 2-1 go-ahead goal. Varil. Plaja makes the run and is belatedly seen, and Lastro is now under pressure from Spazojevic. Football, Stan, football. Take your eye away from it for a moment and it can change in an instant.
Well, I think they understood what they needed to do. The last 3 minutes of that first half, they must have taken a lot of confidence of how they ended that half. 40 minutes, not really good enough on how they reacted since Quảng Ninh went down to 10 men. But whatever they did in that halftime team talk, they knew exactly if they did certain things, they tweaked certain things, which is really down to how they kind of processed that final third whenever they got there. And they've done it a couple of times, and sometimes in football, you just got to be efficient. That's what they've done the last 5 minutes. Really clinical on what they've built up.
That's good movements off the ball. Rakhmat, the give and go, and Plaja did well, and Flag has stayed down. Oh, has he come through the back? No, Mac is reckoning he has. Swan 2's cross. Looks for Lynch. Lynch and Pacheco. As that is perceived to have gone out of play, Pacheco hits the floor. Referee was looking away. And the Pacheco-Lynch cameo continues.
Yeah, I just think the goalkeeper took a huge risk. Winata and Pacheco was been throughout his career filled with theatrics. Just disappointing in the way that he goes around every single football match I've watched. And Pacheco, who used to play for Selangor.
Let's just look out to see if the battle between Pacheco, who's perfectly all right, and Lynch continues. But at the moment, Bali United 2 goals in 4 minutes at the start of the second half and turn this one around completely and utterly. Paulo Sergio. Racing through from the back was Rakhmat once again. It's his goal that's rejuvenated Bali United. Was looking for the free kick. Paulo Sergio. Slows down by Tan Hao. All the good work of Lastro and Tan Hao evaporates in 4 second-half minutes. Vicky Fajrin. Fadil. Plaja. Rakhmat. 3 in the penalty area once again. Gavin goes on the outside. Paulo Sergio it was who didn't put the ball in. Free kick.
Yeah, too clever for his own good. Just got to play it. Kevin's made that late run, and one of the best runs a fullback can make is coming really late because it's not seen. All Sergio had to do is just play it through, try to be a bit more clever, delayed the pass, and the chance is gone.
For the 4th time today, Tan Lin's clearance goes straight out of play. Now here's the finish from Plaja. Just guides it in. That's a very, very good goal stand. That's a difficult skill.
Yeah, just think you got to keep your focus, you got to keep your balance. And then when you get that kind of touch, you also want to guide that touch, as you just mentioned. Just use as the tip of his toes, basically, to try and guide that ball in. Beautiful finish. What a reaction after disappointing maybe 25 minutes towards the end of that first half. Just always in 2-3 minds in good areas.
So for Hanoi, do they continue and assume a chance or two will come? Apologies, Quảng Ninh. Do they just carry on the same game plan, the 4-4-1?
I just think the fact that we've seen a couple of times how Lynch, whenever he gets the ball, is so threatening. They've not been able to get that ball into good areas for him more consistently. I think if they can improve on that, they've got a fair chance in this game. It's been good 5 minutes. Very good 5 minutes. Clinical, efficient from Bali. It's not game over here for the side which is 10 men.
Mac with the free kick. Paulo Sergio going over. They don't do low-scoring games in AFC competition. Bali 5-3 after extra time against Stone United. 0-5 against Melbourne Victory. Fadil's left foot will try and pick out Pacheco or Spazojevic or Platje. Two-man wall of Swan Hung and Swan 2. Little push on the back there as Tan Hao once again did well. Spazojevic with the thumbs up. Tan Hao's 15 international caps for Vietnam. Good last line of defence as miscommunication between Hardy and Ricky Fajrin. It's one of the more unusual throw-ins. Let's throw it straight to the opponent. Tan Hao back to his goalkeeper, Chuan Lim.
Yeah, there was a bit of Eco just coming up and saying about concentration. He was speaking of his in Bahasa Indonesia. I think what he wanted was for them to cohesively press if they identify a situation where they can press, and what they did is immediately press, and Tan Quảng Ninh almost came out of that press.
Win Hai Long is preparing to come on for Quảng Ninh as Lynch is beaten to it by Nori. Gets a second chance, does Jeremy Lynch. Free kick goes against Windsor. And here is the change. Mak Hong Kwan to be replaced in the heart of midfield by Win Hai Long.
Player number 18, Win Hai Long.
Gavin into Spazojevic. Levelly done. Rahmat through in the penalty area. Paulo Sergio couldn't get there. Lastro was pushed.
Yeah, I think Paulo Sergio had every right to have a word with the referee. The only thing that could have pushed Lastro is the air, because he's gone up, timing was awful, he's lost his footing, and again referee in 2 meters in distance has given that as a foul. Pretty amused by it actually.
Fadil has been spraying these long balls throughout the game. Lastro can cope with that. It's 2-1 to the home side. Lastro, the Bosnian. Decent ball into Swan 2. Swan 2 can chase that into the corner. Get the corner as a result. Ricky Fajrin's had a tough time against Swan 2.
Yeah, it's just that, again, it's not been consistent enough to try and exploit him. 15 minutes in the second half. I think this is the first time they've genuinely got into a position where they've earned a corner and a very positive bid from the Vietnamese side.
Little flick on, it's come off. Gotcha. Swan 2 is one of the one-cap wonders. High long, nearly with an instant impact.
Yeah, they were both in the same wavelength. Swan 2 knew exactly who he was trying to find in that cross. And Hai Long was the first to react, got into the near post area. Take 2.
Goalkeeper. It's 2 knuckles to the ball. And he broke though to substitute. Hai Long. Swan 2's cross. This time it's a throw in, well closed down by Fadil. Swan Hung. Lynch and Pacheco compete. Pacheco did just enough. Paulo Sergio. Platcher angles it looking for Spazajovic. Tanhao does well, but Paulo Sergio. Still Paulo. Lifts it up. And Rakhmat went for a finish to remember forever.
Yeah, he had every right so, because he kind of just took a step back, created a little space for Paulo Sergio to find him. You can see, just kept his distance, then prepared himself really well. Could have come off if he had probably had that final bit of focus and a massive touch to it, but not the intended contact.
First to the ball once again, Spazajovic finds Fadil. I have liked Fadil's performance as Gavin adds it. Drives forward, Platche! Again, driving into the penalty area, Spazajovic can't convert.
Yeah, he kind of showed a bit of his physical prowess on that run. Just held off Lastro. And then, just as you can see, Lastro just going down to ground at the very end.
Winsar. Well, they've recovered their composure, having conceded 2 quick goals. Saying that, Lastro then toe pokes it out. Ricky. It's not the worst header in by Fadil. Fajrin. Platcher. Now then, Swan 2's got a little bit of space. You've got a 3-man breakout here. Swan 2 round the corner. Lynch a little bit late coming in. Otherwise, he might have found himself in a really, really good position. Maybe it's a tired Jeremy Lynch.
Well, again, whenever they have that little bit of possession in that good areas, they've always been pretty good in ending those attack in such good crosses or threatening passes into the box. Hai Hoi has been really good in how he makes those extra men count when he makes that run really late, then when he kind of cut back that cross, you needed a striker in the box, you needed men in the box, and that's where I think Lynch couldn't keep up with the pace of that attack.
Backpat, Paulo Sergio. Lines up offside against Spasojevic. Quảng might think it's about time something went their way from the officials. That one certainly did. Kevin Kwan, Pacheco. Howdy. Gavin. Paulo Sergio. Nori available. Pacheco close. Portuguese to Brazilian.
Well, I must say they're in a very comfortable spot at this point, purely because they're keeping possession, they're calm on the ball. They're expecting a reaction from Quảng Ninh, perhaps to come out and press them a bit higher. As long as that does not happen, I don't think they need to force passes. They don't need to really exert themselves. They could be very comfortable holding possession, because at the moment you're looking at Paulo Sergio, whenever he drops into the middle third, there's no genuine pressure until perhaps they make those little final passes in the attacking third. And I wouldn't have a problem if they were to keep possession. They're up 2-1. If there's a genuine space to attack, try and get a third goal, but otherwise don't lose possession, make the opponents really work. They're 10 men, not a bad way to go about.
Final quarter of the game. Bali United, a bright start to the second half, earning them a 2-1 lead. Chang Kwak Tan is preparing to come on. An attacking winger, another of the one-cap wonders for Quảng Ninh. Ricky Fajrin. Platje. Spasojevic. Turn ball into Platje. Goalkeeper volleyballs it clear. Nice idea from Spasojevic, if a little bit greedy. Long ball looks for Lynch. It's dealt with by Howdy.
I think it was an important punch from Quảng Ninh, because that ball was finding Rahmat. And Spasojevic certainly wants to get on the score sheet. That's what his body language, the way he's gone about, he's whining, he's not happy, he's frustrated. But that's not a bad sign. The striker really wants to get on the goal.
Paulo Sergio looks for Rahmat. Platje. Lastro blasts it clear. Signs of fatigue from Quảng Ninh. Stanley Bernard Samuel.
Yeah, I just think they're sitting too deep. They're not adventurous enough to try and press. They're down to 1. They're usually they've been down to a man since the 5th minute. I just think they've got to take a bit of risk. Maybe they're just waiting for the right time. Maybe it's too early, 20 minutes, maybe 15 minutes, last 15 minutes. But at the moment, it's really comfortable for Bali United. As long as they can keep possession in these areas without getting pressed, that's them running down the clock while marching towards 3 points.
The changes are a like for like. Swan 2 operated well down the right-hand side, replaced by Gang. Bali moving Quảng Ninh sideways, difficult for them to defend. Fine challenge coming in again from Tan Hao. Paulo Sergio is penalised. Checo misses out. Lynch on 20 minutes, giving Quảng Ninh the lead. And 2 goals in 3 second-half minutes. The second from Placha, the first from Rahmat. Providing this 2-1 lead for Bali as Gavin Atsinquan can drive forward. Gavin's cross for Spasojevic. He's only half dealt with by the keeper, but just enough.
I just think that the presence of how he came out to only made a lot of difference.
Penalty conceded by Tan Hao. Hit him on the arm. A harsh yellow card. Immense sympathy. But if it's hit the arm, it's a penalty.
Yeah, I think that's the interpretation. That ball could have gone further if his hand wasn't there. He's not got his first touch right. He's left that hand kind of just above his thighs. And he kind of felt it as soon as he hit it. You could see his reaction. I think that's a fair call. Unlike the red card.
Was waiting. And you keep Spasojevic away from this penalty. As you were saying, he's wanting a goal. But I have seen him miss at least 2. The ones I've seen him miss where he's dragged it to the goalkeeper's right, both of which were saved. It's a moment that can either galvanize Quảng Ninh or secure the victory for Bali United. Ilija Spasojevic, Indonesian international, short run-up. Spasojevic sends the goalkeeper the wrong way. It's a beautiful finish. Bali United lead by 3-1.
Well, really confident Spasojevic. I like how he stepped up, took a step, gave the goalkeeper an angle that he wasn't going to go. That's a beautiful finish from the spot.
Don't stop them. What more can go wrong for Quảng Ninh? Early red card, conceding a penalty, conceding within a minute of the start of the second half. It's the textbook on how not to do it. Van Klaar wins the throw-in. It's my first chance to listen to the rendition of the crowd here at Bali. It's unique in Southeast Asia. Very Anglo-centric.
Well, it has been a killer blow. It didn't take long. Just seconds after kickoff of this second half, Bali United took this game by the scruff of its neck. Just basically reacting. We expected reaction, not that quick. Very clinical in what they did. Rahmat just getting into a good area, playing that little 1-2 with Spasojevic, who's just turned up into second half into such a fulcrum of how they've been going about this second half, 20-30 minutes. Then also getting himself on the score sheet. Placha improved himself as well.
Rahmat replaced. He did his work. Fahmi Ayubi comes on.
Fahmi Ayubi.
Another game, Ceres Negrosa leading Sverieng of Cambodia by 4 goals to 0. A couple of goals by Maragnon, Josh Groman and Odawara very early on. Missed penalty for Sverieng as well. It's not gone well for them. It's not going well for Quảng Ninh. Driving forward, chance for Platje. Little dink over the top. Super finish by the Dutchman. It's now a romp for Bali United.
Well, he did try in the first half from a more acute angle. Clearly you saw he has it in him, but that's just him picking the spot beautifully. Gavin clearly replaced because such an offensive player. Spent more time in the offensive half, driving force forward. But then Platje just picks his spot beautifully, wrapped his foot around. You've got to get this technique right. He picks above the goalkeeper. Tuan Lin had no chance.
Well, it was very concerning at half-time for Bali United. A goal adrift, and apart from a bright spell late on in the half, bereft of ideas. This second half, though, it's all gone very, very nicely for them from literally the first minute. Jang on the turn. Lynch, give and go with Hai Long. Lynch's cross, dealt with by Gavin Kwan. Turned back in by Hai Long. It's great to have the speakers, the microphones right behind the goal. You can hear everything. He's got every right to go for the ball. Every right.
I'm not sure what Hinata is complaining about. He's gone in clean. He's tried to win the ball.
He's had a nervy debut as Winata, despite being on the winning side. Another of the under-23s who does so well. Driving forward, Gavin. Platje was saying, why didn't you play that in?
Well, clearly you could see the master stroke in the second half. It did not pay off in the first half, because when you delay passes and you've got players with late decision making, you don't really see how Gavin and the reason he was brought on. But in the second half, he's been key, because then he's making the right runs, because balls are delivered into his runs. They've just quickened their decisions. Huge difference was Paulo Sergio on his first move in the first half, which cost the goal. Then that little 1-2 which Pasojovic is going up, who's had a solid second half. He was struggling in the first half to get into the right spaces, to try and get a bit of play in those attacking third, and he's done really well in the second half.
Ilyas Pasojovic comes off, job done for him. Levi Aliandri comes on and will want to make an impression. And spaces are opening up now for Bali United. Of course, Platje's on a hat-trick. He didn't want to be coming off. 5-0. And sprays the ball around so well. Once more a 9 iron. Great touch from Ricky Fajrin. Platcher won the ball. The Vietnamese aren't too thrilled. Platcher comes away with it. Ricky.
I think the referee should have called it as a foul because that's dangerous, and that is where consistency comes in. Platcher showed his starts to try and control that ball, almost futsal-like, and don't think the cameras have really showed it. Like to take it back maybe just a millisecond prior to that, and you'll see him just stamping on the ball, and that for me is dangerous. I don't think he did anything malicious on his left foot. It was more him trying to just stamp on the ball. That for me is dangerous play.
Certainly have a mark on the side of his leg there because there certainly was boot contact. Bali had put it out, given straight back. Here's Gavin Kwan, who's had a big say in this result. Hello, Sergio. Fadil. On ball over the top, looks for Platcher. I know the answer if I'd asked you this at half-time, Stan, but are Bali a decent side? The answer at half-time was no. Are Bali a decent side?
Don't think it's going to change how I look at them. A bit disappointed in what I've seen in the sense of the overall gameplay. But I think they've been outstanding in how they've reacted. I think mentally they've showed me something which I didn't expect. That's why I thought the reaction would be a bit later or a bit lesser than what I've seen, and that bit I've got to give it to them. But the fact that they've won the league last season by 10 points, you expect them to have a bit more stable gameplay. Still think maybe it's early days. The league hasn't started this season. It's perhaps still pre-season. It's fair enough to say that to Quảng Ninh as well because they have not started their season as well.
Van Viet is on. Paulo Sergio is racing forward, not the best ball in from Paulo. Fahmi Ayubi had no chance to get on the end of that. Well, no doubt the shape of this game was affected by the early red card for Andre Fagan. 5 minutes in and the visitors reduced to 10 men. For 40 minutes they more than held their own, in fact had the lead. And then a second half onslaught, to be fair, from Bali. 4 goals. That's going to be a yellow card, I feel, for Gavin. Lynch is probably looking up and saying, "What? It's not Pacheco." William, where are you? This crowd has filled out significantly since kick-off as Pacheco wins another good defensive header. He doesn't need the histrionics, Pacheco. He can be a rock-solid defender in his own right. It's Fahmi Ayubi. Can't prevent the corner kick. Confirmation. Having Kwan yellow carded. Sergio plays it short. I'll just see out the game now as Gavin Kwan puts another ball in. Pacheco wants the corner, isn't going to get it.
Yeah, I think I did think that it was a huge deflection, actually, not a little bit from last throw. Just put himself, there you go. I think probably took off his knee, probably this angle. Probably showed it, they did show it.
Here is Lastro. Difficult to really judge Quảng Ninh on this when you're playing with 10 men for the full period. What's your thoughts on Quảng Ninh? What will they take away from this game?
Well, I think they'll take away what they did in the first half. I thought they were really settled despite going down. The reaction was right. The players were in with the right attitude, how they worked. Sometimes football, as you rightly mentioned, just takes moments, and the moments were 4.5 minutes to the start of the second half, and all of a sudden now you're trailing. But then, if you're the coach of Quảng Ninh now, you'll be looking at what's the reaction after going down 2-1. It's been more, conceding more. And there's not been a reaction for me, so that has been disappointing. I know they're 10 men, but there's been zero reaction since going down 2-1.
Zhang into Winsar. Linshu's run his legs off in a lone striking position. Press is easily dealt with by Gavin Kwan. Hai Hui. Zhang allowed to drive. Hai Hui. Zhang. Hai Hui. Lynch in the penalty area. Fine challenge. Fadil. Not the best ball in. Ayubi. Fadil was injured. Now back on his feet. Pacheco completely slices that out for a corner kick.
Is he blaming someone for that kick?
No, I think he's trying to say that he was putting the ball out of play. Is there a consolation here for Quảng Ninh? It's still alive. Hello, Sergio, the first and only one to react. Portuguese finds Plache. Pacheco decides he wants to run forward. He wanted to join the attack. Plache, lovely ball for Lerby Eliandri. Lerby's got the strength. And Lerby.
Well, nice physique. Certainly a threat in those areas. Just puts one core off balance completely. Nice little step over. You can see the idea, the execution was off.
Classic game of two halves. The first half in which Quảng Ninh took all the credit, all the plaudits. Stefano Kagura's half-time talk, producing the desired result within 60 seconds of the start of the second half. That goal was so important. It changed the mood, it changed the complexion, it changed the attitude, changed everything.
Yeah, the approach was absolutely different, especially to get a goal that early after trailing for a whole half. Then you get another in a quick succession. That really helps how you go about, and they just built on it. There was no reaction from the opponents. Bali United just went on to try and get more and more. And credit to them in the second half. It's been a performance of mental toughness. It's been a performance of showing reaction. Whatever said at the halftime by Stefano Kugura, clearly he'll take a lot of credit out of it.
I bet it wasn't nice. Now Platcher is still chasing his hat-trick. That will be icing on the proverbial cake for the Dutchman. 2 fine strikes, got to be said. Lynch. Will Jeremy Lynch have enjoyed his battle with William Pacheco? Vanquois still trying to get forward, still looking for a consolation. Winsar. Now Sergio a little bit aggressive into the tackle. Once again, it's a high-scoring Bali United match. We must keep having them on Fox. Driving forward is Jiang. It's Jiang who's getting the telling off here, Stanley Bernard Samuel.
Well, I'm pretty surprised. I think how he kind of dragged on that tackle.
Corner kick though, as they chase what would only be a consolation goal on a difficult night for Quảng Ninh. The header from Lynch is just wide. Again, he's saying I was being dragged, I was being pulled. Shirt was being ripped off me. And all ends with a handshake. Final whistle goes. Second half, very different from the first. The early goal from Rahmat making all the difference for Bali United. And then the first of a brace of goals from Platcher. The penalty rolled in by Spazojevic. Platcher's second was a beautiful finish. That turned down a 1-goal half-time deficit. But this match was always going to be influenced by the very early red card for Fagan. It's finished here though.
You would imagine
a good night for Bali United in the AFC Cup. But Bali United and Ceres Negros are favourites to go through from this group. I shouldn't make predictions like that. I've been wrong so many times before. But if that is the case, it means home matches, Stan. This home stadium that they've got has been on the Vietnamese scene.
Yeah, a lot of them. I just think Hong Guan brings a bit of balance to this side. I like him. He's strong. Holds his position well. Maybe not the most individualistic player you'd hope for up front when it's on one-on-one situation with a centre-back. But I think he'll bring a bit of balance